Hey everybody, welcome to Back in the Deck After Action video. That's right. I planned on doing radio, but things got weird. Anyway, if you just watched the 50-point Signar versus Krix battle report, it's time to talk to the players and get everybody's opinion, let everybody know what was going on. If you haven't watched it, this is going to be fun, but it would be better if you guys watched it. Anyway, to my left, we've got the Dougernaught, the guy that was playing the Krix. And to my right, we've got the Viking, the Signar player. So, alright. So I knew about your guys' lists before you guys did. And I did everything I could to keep these things secret. I really did. I let you guys know your warcasters and stuff, but I will not lie. I had my opinions coming in as to how the game was going to work out.
All right, so what did you think?
Yeah, I'm curious now.
We'll get to that.
No, you can't leave with that.
All right, fine. I'm not going to bury the lead. Honestly, I thought Signar was going to get tooled. As soon as I saw all of those Styx's Raiders, knowing that they're immune to blast damage and Siege is really good at giving blast templates, I'm like, oh man, this isn't, he's gonna have all this area of effect stuff, and it's not gonna hurt anybody, and all of these jacks on the board, along with feedback. I thought Krix had it this time. I really did.
That's valid.
Fair assessment. I looked, I have Asphyxious the Hellbringer, and I took a look at his spells. I'm like, oh, okay, standard damage spell, infantry support. I am boned. And
I thought that I was going to be, doing pretty good too. Again, I was like, I got Styx's Raiders, I got Ashen Veil for them, I've got a Kraken to lay out some heavy firepower, like stealth to kind of keep my guys from on the Bane Thralls, keep them from getting shot. I felt like I was going to do pretty okay too. But as you may have noticed at this point, Lich got shot up real bad.
He got shot in the mouth hole.
Oh yeah, this is an ongoing problem. I played 3 Lich a number of different ways. Played his tier list, played it other ways, and I really liked the caster, but I had this really bad habit of getting him shot a lot, or just randomly killed from stuff that I'm like, I probably should have paid more attention to that. Thing there that I didn't think could get.
As a typically my go-to is Darius, and what ends up happening is this guy's in a warjack. He can stride on the battlefield like a walking god. Yeah. No, do not do that. Yeah. That is why the first turn, Arcane Shield on Siege. Something's gonna happen. That's what happened last time. Siege walks out. Someone's like.
Yeah, like Kathong. Yeah. And if you hadn't, the Kraken would have shot him right in the face hole.
Absolutely.
Probably wouldn't have killed him, but would have made you play a different game.
Yeah, it would have changed my game turn 2. So.
Yeah. But yeah, Asphyxious, he needs to be further up than he needs to be pretty far up to get Carnage to work, because Carnage has to have your models in the control area.
That's right. Because what I was thinking was you would use Vociferon to kind of put him out front to expand your focus control area, but then again, you're running tournament, so you're not running Jack Heavy, which normally
I've got a Kraken, and I mean that's almost half my points.
That is a very heavy Jack.
Yeah, 24 out of 50 points of Warjacks is a pretty. I mean, especially for tournament play, is actually very Jack heavy for Krix.
I was thinking more along the line of 3 heavies. If you're running with 3 heavies or something like that, then absolutely Vociferon out in front. So Asphyxious can be, I think I did the math, something like he can hang out 23 inches behind the front line and still be able to throw out focus.
Got you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
for Carnage for sure, you need.
Yeah, that's the thing. The list is kind of built around Carnage being Ashen Veil Styx's Raiders to just be in your grill and unable.
Which is exactly what happened.
Yeah, I cannot believe you. I was like, okay, he needs 11s with these blazers. These Styx's Raiders are fine. It's 11, 12, 10, 11.
You know what?
Okay, that kind of game. All right.
I will absolutely say that there was some serious dice mojo going on there.
Yeah. Well, actually, the one I love the best, and this is total dice rage, was the hit on the initial attack.
Oh yeah.
Don't damage. But Electroleap for the kill, so I still have a viable target to
really
kill Electroleap.
Yeah,
I was just what?
And again, if you guys look back at the battle report, There will be a shot. It was the first. It was one of the first shots that the Tempest Blazers took at the Styx's Raiders. Yeah, say that 5 times. And he needed 11 to hit. He rolls boxcars, and for damage, he rolls Snake Eyes. It's like what?
Hey,
well, it's
how dice work,
it mathematically averages out.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about
but yeah, I mean, the list just kind of. As with everything, you kind of plan around averages, but then dice happen. So it's like, okay, I plan on these Styx's Raiders not getting blown up by Tempest Blazers, and then half the unit goes. Like, well, that changes things a little bit. But that being said, I feel like I still should not have moved Asphyxious that close.
No, that would have changed my game entirely.
Because if he'd stayed, about 6 inches back, that probably would have kept him out of charger range. You would have had to move up. I don't even know if Siege could have gotten to him with the feet.
Well, he had the Squire, so his effective range is up by 2 inches. So that is a little deceptive. But yeah, no, if you had hung him, if you had sort of camped him behind the Kraken, basically got the Kraken up further in the mix, and then moved him up behind, and then Carnage to sort of help everyone. I think that's probably your good tactic going into tournaments.
And during tournaments, I typically keep him pretty far back, but what I need to get better at is camping. Like, I get really excited, like, oh, Carnage, let's do the hit,
Well, I mean,
and it's super useful, and it really helped kill, 2 Blazers.
Yeah.
But realistically, those Styx's Raiders could have just run, maybe hit something, and just jammed you up and engaged all those Blazers so you couldn't deal with it.
Well, I think Crix and Signar both typically suffer from the cast all the spells thing because, the Protectorate in Khador, whatever, they have the spell.
Yeah,
the Warcaster casts the spell and goes
camp a couple,
half dozen, whatever.
Yeah, whatever you need.
But Signar's like, good. Maybe on every other Tuesday. Good.
And that's the 3-lich problem. He's got the toolbox to deal with all situations, and he wants to do that and I just, personally, as a player, need to get better with, do I really need Carnage this turn? Because that 3 focus is 3 armor. That could also be on my caster, and, the difference between arm 17 and arm 20, especially when you're counting in something like armor piercing for Siege's feet or the Hunter, that's, it makes a big difference. Armor 12 is a lot different from armor 10 or armor 9.
Yeah, and this new Siege tier is just deceptive. It's really deceptive because you're just like, what the hell are you doing? You're running half a dozen solos. What is this supposed to accomplish? And then you just see focus.
Yeah, there's
focus.
So much focus. Oh my god.
I have to say, I was impressed at the amount of focus that were coming out every single turn.
Yeah.
I haven't seen focus manipulation in War Machine. I see it all the time in Hordes, but I don't see it in War Machine outside. I haven't seen Signar do it. I've got 100 tricks up my sleeve as a Protectorate player to have that kind of focus manipulation.
But just having that many other warcasters to put it out there really, really useful.
And my weakness as a player is Siege. This particular tier is helping me break my problem, which is I want to run. Again, I run Darius. I want to run all my jacks under my caster because he's got the spell.
Yeah.
And but now it's about letting go.
Yeah.
It's part of the process, part of the 12-step program.
Allocate 1 or 2 and just let the rest do something else.
Now it's just like, I've got a Journeyman Warcaster here and here and here, and they can just go full steam the whole time.
Now, something else that I think this has further reinforced for me is because the other list that I'm pairing with this for tournament play is a Mort Neighbor list. It's a very effective list that also has Styx's Raiders and Styx's Blood Witches in it.
I haven't tried Styx's with Mort Neighbor. That's a great idea.
Most people go, oh, she's got Terminal Velocity? I want to run all the jacks with her.
Yeah,
that's fine. She loves war jacks, don't get me wrong. But what if you want to have them not all die and have something to screen them? Styx's Raiders are great at that.
Yeah.
So that's typically, they do kind of the same thing where they run up and harry the enemy while I've got Deathjack, Leviathan, and 3 lights in there, I think.
That's my choice. I typically run if I have my druthers, I run the Deathjack and all 3 crab chassis and just have a day with it.
I've only got the 2 heavies, but I've got the 3 lights that are incredibly efficient, and with Terminal Velocity, I had a game against, I think it was Bloody Barnabas and the Gatorman caster at a tournament. Mm-hmm. It was like watching the Deathjack just chew through a unit of Gatorman posse all on his own and just stand there invulnerable, Alright, so the point is, Mort Neighbor is my Signar drop. She's my Signar drop, my Protectorate drop, because Harbinger just, again, kind of craps all over 3-lich. Like, oh, you got a lot of infantry. That's adorable.
The one caster I haven't actually started cracking the code with.
No, I popped my feet. Yeah, you gonna move up? Come on. And Morton Neighbor, because she has Warjacks, can kind of get around that. But against something like Siege, where it's like, oh, there's a lot of guns, like, maybe I should take something that doesn't get randomly shot off the table quite as easily. So it's, but it further reinforces for me that Asphyxius the Hellbringer is just not that great against Signar.
No, I mean, infantry in general is not great against Signar.
Yeah,
I mean, Signar is on the weaker end in terms of jack damage. The only thing they've got is range, really. Right. Range and then combat skills. You know, so they're typically on the weaker receiving end. So you can do jack to jack. Pretty much any other army is gonna take them, unless you're running nothing but light jacks against like Protector, who has crap Mat and Rat. Yeah. So infantry is I was just like, you know, I'm going to enjoy making sure that no matter which direction I shoot in, I have a target. But I think the targets are going to overwhelm me. And they almost did. Had you not snuck in Asphyxius, and I was like, I can make a shot. I can take this shot. And it worked.
Again, that's as a player something I do entirely too frequently. Is just randomly throw my caster away, and I keep telling myself, don't do that. Don't randomly.
Yeah, I mean, you can use it. You can use it offensively as long as you can identify that you're staying clear of an assassination run. Because I use Siege when I arm him up with Arcane Shield. I use him to tease my opponent all the time.
Come at me, bro.
Oh, I won one. It was great. I got slammed by a Marauder just out of melee, so he couldn't follow it up. I took like 14 points of damage, but I was out of melee and knocked down, and he was just like, Are you serious? And turn. Siege stands up.
Let's go, bro.
Let's do it.
Yeah. 3-lich is really great, but against Siege with that ability to not only drop armor with the feet, but have easy access to another hunter that can be loaded up with not Siege's focus. And the Charger and Triumph, which I have to say, my opinion of Triumph is turning around rapidly. I've played a couple of games against him now where he's just been a complete baller.
I'll be perfectly honest. I bought him because I like Siege, not because I liked him, and I hated him for about the first 6 months. And then I started using him, and I was like, this is mobile artillery.
Yeah, Rat 7 is completely okay on that. But it's just like, range 16, you say. I'll be Rat 9. Sure, what not?
Or get him onto elevation, and like, Rat 9 ignoring everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
It was very sobering when I played against Kara Sloan, who had Triumph. It's like, fire group with range 18 and an extra shot at Rat 7. Like, that's pretty okay. So my opinion of Triumph's coming around quite a bit. Tempest Blazers, I have really mixed opinions on those guys. They seem incredibly killable.
They are, and that's when I saw Carnage, and because I didn't expect Statixi, I was like, worst case scenario, I was like, all right, it's going to be Bane Thralls, maybe Mechanic Thralls, and then you look at Statixi, like, oh, that's worse than what I thought. Now they can hit me.
Yeah.
Oh
the Asphyxius tier list, which is hilarious, has 2 full units of Mechanothralls, the one that I run. It also has the Kraken, also has Kangaroo. But 20 Mechanothralls with 6 Brute Thralls and the Necrosurgeon to keep them coming back. So it's in some ways worse, but it has no Pathfinder in it, so that's why I'm trying to...
Yeah, and that's kind of what puts me over the edge for the Tempest Blazers, is all these abilities with Pathfinder on top of it. It's just...
Yeah, Signar seems like they have problems with that.
Oh my god, it's just absurd. It's absurd. Yeah. I can get across, when you run with Greye, my eventuality is Greye with Tempest Blazers and a Storm Wall with full tilt on it, so running 20 inches the first turn. Not so much to make an effect, just to psych out my opponent of like, ha ha ha, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like he told me, like, hey, playing a Signar with Siege. What kind of Siege this? Okay, it's gonna be like Storm Wall, Defender, like unit of Gun Mages, some Rangers. Oh, it's gonna be real bad. Oh, and I'm thinking, like, how on earth am I gonna beat this? Like, Siege tier list. I'm like, huh? What's that doing?
Yeah, I won't lie. As soon as he said, I've got a 50-point Siege list out there, the first thing I thought was the Electric DJ. But honestly, it's
You're only thinking that because I smoked your turn 2 with an electric DJ.
Absolutely, that's exactly what. Do I need another reason?
This is the electric surfer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the electric DJ. Because I'm like, okay, that guy's got. It's a range 10, but it's a stayed attack. But this is the guy that can cast Explosivo, and oh no,
Yeah.
no!
Suddenly, without warning, this got really bad.
Yeah,
It got worse.
And
just worse.
like just on face value, the army that I've built looks janky, and people just assume it's janky, and then they
Yeah.
see what happens.
a
All that
horrifying
focus.
amount of
It's just
focus.
3 light warjacks bringing their own journeyman warcaster full gas can is absurd. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and to have access to 3, I'm probably going to put all 3 focus on a charge every turn. Having access to 2 arcane shields, just cause,
Or a third if you need
or a
it.
third if I need it, is great.
Because let's face it, a charge with 2 focus is still not bad.
Not bad.
It's a fully boosted
Yeah.
shot and a second shot.
But it always goes, put it on the Tempest Blazer. Once they're done, switch that arcane shield right over to another model.
I was really impressed. Tempest Blazer is a really hot target for Arcane Shield.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you actually dinked on a couple of those hits, and I was like, oh my god. thank
Arcane Shield
goodness.
did it, yeah. And I was not really, because I was like, Tempest Blazer is like their thing, because I play against quite a bit of Khador with their Outriders.
Right.
And kind of thing there is like, oh, they got like kind of obnoxious armor, but like, they're kind of, you can deal with them. But I was like, Blazers, well, they're hard to hit, but at least once I hit them, they'll die. And then Arcane Shield, I'm like, like, suddenly I am less excited about
It was really hard for me to keep the camera still.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I'm like, all of those raiders, the Satixes raiders, with that spell, with the extra damage, going nuts on the horseman, who you only need 5 to do. And I'm like, okay, he charged, he's rolling 4d6 of damage, and 1?
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
no.
I had to actually mark boxes, and it shocked me. I was like, I was thinking about, all right,
Yeah, I was
gonna
not-
pluck,
I am
but it
not
was like
looking
pluck,
forward
pluck.
to the animation.
Wait,
for
that's
that,
it?
by the way.
That's it?
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
Final thought is, this army is a lot better against infantry spam than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be my huge weakness, but I can drop a lot of damage. And the one thing that I don't know if Doug anticipated was the fact that this army can do a lot of things where center an AOE over this, and don't do blast damage, but do damage that is not blast damage.
Yeah,
That is garbage.
Yeah, in the defense of the infantry, you didn't kill very much infantry.
That's true.
So I think it's good at dealing with the infantry list, not from the standpoint of you can kill a lot of infantry, but because you can get around the infantry to kill the things that are, like casters.
Yeah, I can say I don't want to fight that, and I don't want to fight that.
Right. And the Blazers definitely help with the infantry, but without Deadeye, they're a little less murder the world. But yeah, my final thoughts, I think, would be I just need to continue practicing not getting my caster killed. Learning when to camp focus on Asphyxia seems to be an incredibly important skill, and when to spend it to get that big turn of murder everything. And knowing the difference between the two is going to be the difference between me winning games and me getting randomly assassinated by Siege. So.
All right, well, that wraps it up for After Action Video. Join us next time. We're going to have some of these at the end of every battle report, just so that you guys can get the full experience of what it's like to play. Be sure to like us at the bottom in the comments, or subscribe to the website. Strike that. Do both. We've got a lot of stuff down at backofthedeck.com. And, hey, you guys, I think you're going to enjoy a lot of the stuff going down there. I'm Solar Grey. Here we are with Doug. Go ahead, Mr. And
I'm
Carl
Viking.
All right, and we will see you guys next time.